Hello, friends. Can you hear me? If you hear me, just type something in the chat so I knew that sound is okay. Sound is okay. Yep, looks like all good. So we are ready to go. Okay. So first of all, hello everyone. Feel free to ask your questions in YouTube chat. The idea today is to talk basically about how to find an idea for your business, micro SaaS, or anything basically. And after that, I will also give you a couple of examples, which is pretty good for a start, and some examples of businesses that are absolutely disaster and what you have to avoid basically. Anyway, so let's start from basic things. Our main basic, do not forget to click like. Okay, so first of all, when you're trying to find your idea for your business, you have to keep in mind a few important things. First of all, you have to love what you're doing, because if you're trying to find just money-making machine, it's good. But if you hate what you're doing, it's not going to make you happy. It's not going to help you get up in the mornings. And also, it's not going to help you scale the system, because you will be exhausted. So, unfortunately, you have to love what you're doing. And this super basic and super simple thing will help you get this like motivation to scale, to grow, to expand to new markets, and to start learning at least something new in your business. Because if you hate what you're doing, it's not going to fly, unfortunately. So the first circle of your idea verification, basically, or idea finding process, it's find what you love. Second, you have to find a market problem. What I mean by market problem, it's a really tricky thing. Basically, by the way, at this stage, I highly recommend you to take a paper. So like, I love doing this, and that. And it could be your hobby. It could be maybe you are, I don't know, AI enthusiast, or you just love motorbikes, anything. It could be basically anything. So just write it down. Second circle, it's a real market problem. What I mean by real market problem, it's some kind of thing or a specific thing where you can solve a real problem with high demand. What does it mean? So let's say if you are creating a new tool which help SEO agencies write articles faster and fire people that are creating these articles by using your AI tool, it's a game changer. But if you are thinking that, I don't know, somewhere in repairing motorbikes industry, a guy would need your AI, I'm not sure. Maybe they really need, but it's really tiny market. So your market have to have a problem, and it has to have a demand, because without that, it's just like yet another some kind of like a problem of one person. It should be problem of many people. This is the second circle. And I'll explain how to search these problems, but basically we have to start from the fundamentals. And the third circle that you have to have, it's like in the middle of these three circles is your idea, basically. It's to find the market that can pay for your idea. Because here's an interesting thing. One of the life hacks that I highly recommend you to do, it's to focus first of all on businesses, not on individuals. Because let's say if you're create, I don't know, like a AI QR code generator, some kind of, which can look beautiful and nice. For individuals, it's just a toy. But if you're creating AI tool where businesses can take your service and replace their physical people with your AI agent, which can do this 12 touches with their audience, this is a game changer. So this is a really interesting thing that you have to keep in mind when you're searching your idea. It's a market that have enough money to pay for your solution, because if they don't, unfortunately, it's not gonna fly. Next. The next thing, it's like you have to find a quality market. Signs of quality market include, first, it must have a problem, and it should be highly emotional problem about this issue, as I mentioned. And second thing, you have the market you're entering should be sufficiently narrow. What does it mean? If you are targeting right now let's say a market for as I don't know, crypto or a stock market, let's take something like that, it should be really, really tiny market. Because if everyone is creating a digital wallet, something like that, uh, you have to create a digital wallet with one specific feature for super niche audience, for instance, like a digital wallet for airdrops or something like that. It's super unique, super niche. I'm not sure how huge demand for these digital wallets, but this is what you have to do basically when you're searching for a market. Because if it's listen, um, probably the best example here would be if you ever run a SEO for your website. You know that these SEO agencies say that you have to find long tail keywords, something like not how to make money fast, but how to make money fast in Los Angeles if you're a dentist. This is the keywords that you're looking for. The same thing when you're searching for idea. You have to find this like a tiny market. You cannot go abroad. You cannot go and translate your idea if this market already have competitors. You have to split it, slice it, and take just one slice and start an expert in this slice, in this area. You can use this methodology basically to any kind of ideas that you will use. Because if you will be an expert how to find how to make money fast if you're a dentist in Los Angeles, then you can do the same thing for I don't know, Denver, New York, then Chicago, then London, etc. So you would be the expert. Then you will grab the audience, something like how to make money fast for dentist, then how to make money fast in healthcare industry. So you are creating these circles, but first you have to find some kind of a tiny specific thing. Another great example, it's probably you heard about maybe even if not, a tool which called Jira. This is the tool where software developers can create their own, let's say, flows, tasks, and many other things. But here's an interesting thing. When you are, as the developer, is using Jira, it's super huge, and developers hate it. That's why it's been not a long time ago, but people decided to create a tool just for a specific like a problem, which is like a box. And they created a tool called Linear. This tool is allowing you as the developer have a great interface without like a pain in the ass, and communicate with your audience easily without issue. It's not audience with their testers basically, and the testers can do the same thing. It's like similar to GitHub issues. It's very comfortable for them and so on. So like if you're running a business, you have to choose a super tiny and super specific niche. Then it might have the possibility to have the success. Otherwise, if you will try to do another Jira, Monday, Asana, whatever, it's not gonna fly. If you will try to recreate a Notion, no, like no, maybe if you have like $500,000 in your pocket, up to you. But if you just have some kind of like a limited budget, just try to find these kind of things. Next, let's talk about. By the way, going back to previous topic, one of the biggest monsters right now, it's MailChimp. And imagine the frustration where you are just trying to create this email campaign sequences and all these kind of things. It's super hard, super boring, super annoying, too much functionality. And this leads us to a very interesting thing that you also have to keep in mind. Your first business, or like the business that you're planning to run, have to be also a micro business. It have to solve one specific problem at a time. The same logic that you're using with this like SEO keyword. One problem at a time. Then you just growing, you adding second problem, third problem, etc. And then you becoming like a monster, like a Jira at the end of the day. But you do not care because like you will go to the IPO or something like that. So this is how it works. Next, how to find your business idea. It's a really interesting question because when I was young, it was super hard for me to identify how to find this idea for your first business. And here's an interesting thing. When you're searching for the idea, you have to use different tools, let's call them like that, to find a real market problem. Because one of the biggest mistakes that you can make, it's to say like, I want a TikTok clone, Uber clone, I don't know, Robinhood clone, whatever. So like something huge, what you're seeing that is making a lot of money. Yes, if you're a multimillionaire, you can do that. But if you are small, it's not gonna fly, unfortunately. You cannot make an Uber with a 5K budget. This is ridiculous. And no, of course you can try. And if you will go to Asian market, some companies out there will try to do some hot sales to you, and they will try to push you purchase their like a white label over solution. Up to you, it's your money. Like you can make your own mistakes, but if somebody is saying that this is the trap and it's better to avoid that, but it's not means that you cannot go there and make your own mistakes. Up to you. But if you're talking about a real business, not some kind of like things that you have on your mind, um, you have to focus on finding the problem. How to find the problem? We have a bunch of different tools that we can use. First of all, um, let's say you are an employee in a company. You can find repeatable actions or problems that you can take from your own routine or your colleagues' routine. This means that you have to talk at least with your colleagues and ask what they're doing. Because, like, if you are fully independent, it's better to ask sometimes what are they doing to understand the processes, the flow. And it may lead you to creating some kind of like a solution that will solve a specific problem in your like company, in your business, whatever. So this is the first way. Second way, it's to find a business ideas in your hobbies. Let's say you are loving to do something, I don't know, like playing paintball or something like that. You can then go to organizers, you can chat with players and discuss what kind of things can be optimized, what kind of things require an additional attention, or where you can be useful, maybe creating scenario. And for scenario purposes, you can use like these AI tools that will create a beautiful images, beautiful scenario, and all these kind of things. Why not? Next, how to find a real idea. Chat with your friends and family. It's really legit tool, but do not try to sell anything to your friends or family. No, no, no. It's not about that. It's about finding the audience and finding the network. Because, like, I don't know, maybe your mom, your dad, your brother, father, whatever, can work in different niche, in different areas, and they have a connection to different people. And you say, like, okay, do you know somebody from I don't know, automobile industry? Can you introduce me to this guy? And they can do that basically. And then when you start chatting conversation with this guy from automobile industry, you will ask them, okay, so what is your like problems, what are you doing? You're just starting this conversation, and you're just trying to catch what kind of problems do they have. And it's really powerful methodology to find the idea without money, basically. Because like it's just like a negotiation, it's just like a you starting chatting with one people, another people, third people, etc. So like just take your phone, jump on a Zoom meeting or something like that, go meet with this person in cafe and chat with them. Because I remember back in the days, um, one of my friends proposed to me a meeting with another guy from a like a IT industry, and we come together to this meeting, and we start chatting about like life, about like businesses, and all these kind of things. And during the conversation, this guy shared a lot of valuable insights that become super useful for me in my business, which I start using them. And these things would never happen unless we came to this meeting and start chatting with this person one to one. This was recommendations in terms of how to run IT business, how to additional things and services you can utilize to increase your paycheck, what are they doing, what they find in other industries and niches, and so on and so forth. But the thing is that these networking connections are really working. So like you should give it a try. Also, you can it's a really interesting strategy. Ask an advice from a known person. Basically, it's like it's an opener that you can use if you want to try, if you want to find an idea. It's like you're putting yourself in a position of student, and this guy should be put in position of like a teacher, and you're asking like okay, sir, can you please give me advice, because you're an expert in this industry about this and that, because you are really excited and you're interested in. Believe me, people are love talking about themselves, about their advantages, about what are they doing. So like this is a really cool opener if you want to open any kind of person. So like start asking about them, about their life, about what they're doing. It's a really huge advantage. So like just take it and use that. You can easily start a conversation basically with anyone. And last thing that you can utilize by searching in ideas, it's forums and some kind of like Discord channels, chats, whatever. There is a bunch of tools. One of the tools, by the way, it's Gummy Search, like a gummy, like a beer. And they are providing a summarizer of different Reddit topics using the AI. So like basically they are having an AI scraper that's scraping Reddit and summarizing different themes into different topics that you can use to find something and to dive deeper, because basically it might give you an idea, oh, it's something interesting, I have to dive deeper. But once again, keep in mind that it should be a market demand, it should be a real problem and not just your imagination. It's like it's a thin ice. Anyway, now my favorite parts, it's like how to fail the business and what ideas basically will lead you to a failure. The first thing, it's those like Uber clone, TikTok clone, food delivery clone, and especially my favorite, like yet another like some kind of like travel supporting apps. How does it work? Many people are thinking that if somebody invented and created a Tesla, and Tesla price, let's say a new Tesla, it's something about 100K, that you can do the same with 5K. I don't know how to explain that. If Tesla cost 100K, you cannot do the same for 5K. It's really hard to explain these things, but it's like what could goes wrong if you will try to run a business similar to, I don't know, Uber with 5K budget. No, of course, as I said, you can find an executive team easily. Up to you. The same with TikTok. This is the problem basically of these big type of apps like Uber, Tinder, WhatsApp. What else do we have out there? TikTok, it's a little bit different niche, but we will talk about that right now. I don't know, some kind of like a big type of apps with tiny budget. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. This is not how it works. And if you want to even if you want to solve a specific problem, you have to create a super tiny solution. You don't need a like a Uber clone. You just need maybe like a website with a car scheduling platform to validate your idea first. Then if the idea validated and your market have a demand, maybe you, by the way, maybe you will pivot from like regular cars to tracks, and you will do a cargo delivery. Who knows? But you should try. You should not create like these big monsters. It's not gonna fly. You should do something small first, and then add additional add-ons. Another problem, it's creating those like social networks. It's another my favorite tool. Of course, thanks God, there are not so many people that are trying to create a social network in 2024. But still, sometimes some individuals are trying to like, I will create a new TikTok with subscription and it will fly. No, but you can try once again. Another type of platforms that also hugely like have a huge percentage of unsuccess. It's those like travel apps with for people. Basically, it's like a okay, let's create a combination of Instagram, Twitter, some kind of like a friends inside our app. It's the same social based concept, but only for traveling. It's not solving travelers' problems. And on top of that, sometimes are people trying to create the platform where you can book the hotels, book the buses, something like that, create the road, talk with friends, chats, and so on and so forth. And it sounds like, oh dear God, are you trying to create a few $1 million monster? And at the end of the day, it's also ended up with something like, yeah, yeah, and can we do this with $10,000 or $20,000 budget? Yeah, of course we can. Mhm. Anyway, this is the biggest issue of our days. It's like mm, when you see that the concept is big enough and it's working, you're trying to create a clone. Your job is to create a tiny solution for a specific audience. Look, I'm not saying that a tool for taxi services is not legit. No, what I'm saying is that you have to find something super tiny and super small, super ultra niche, maybe some kind of like a VIP traveling, and create just a simple website. That's it first. And then you can add an additional things, additional layers, and so on and so forth. Because without that, guys, it's better not even to try these things. So uh, which leads to a very interesting idea and the concept that are hugely popular right now, and you have to put your focus on that specific thing. It's when you are creating your app, you have to like a app, web app, mobile app, whatever, you have to solve one tiny problem at a time. That's why the concept of micro SaaS or micro business, micro startups is so hugely important right now, because you cannot create a big super monster that will rock the world tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. A few days ago, I seen a video from Alex Hormozy, and he referred Taylor Swift into her journey, and he said that the first song that she wrote, she was 16 or something like that. So if you will take a look at her past, it was like a 16, 17, 18, and now she's 30, 35 or something like that. So 20 plus years or less or something like that of this journey helped her become um, where she is at. But here's an interesting twist. At the beginning, it was small, tiny country music. Yes, of course. After that, she managed to do a pivot. She managed to find out like the audience. She managed to do all these kind of things. But at the beginning, it's always something small and tiny to validate the idea, to validate the concept. Because look, guys, of course you can spend 12 plus months by creating a huge monster and ended up with like a, yeah, let's press this red launch button. And nothing. Mhm. Because the idea is not validated. You do not have customers. You do not understand their pains. Because if you are starting a micro startup, you just creating something small, something tiny first, and then you start chatting with your audience. You start understanding their audience, their problem, and what kind of things you have to solve. How you will highlight their pains inside your marketing materials, because without that, it's not gonna fly, unfortunately. uh, and then you just jumping into the next round of adding more features, speaking with audience, creating better marketing materials, and so on, so on, so on. This is the path. This is the road for finding your idea, validating your idea. So everything starts with this, like a tiny little thing. It's not starts with Uber. It's not starts with the TikTok. It starts with some kind of like a small tiny thing. What I would, if I were you, I would probably start with some kind of like micro SaaS, micro startup. Maybe use the AI, especially with their advantage right now. Because I don't know, have you heard about that or not? But finally, we are getting a little bit closer to AI with memory. Basically, in a nutshell, it's just imagine an AI agent that can specifically grab an information from your conversation, store it into the another vector database, and then your conversation would be improved. So for instance, if in one of your conversation you said that you hate red color, then the AI will never propose to you a red color for your materials or something like that, whatever. Which will lead us to a better improvements of your these like AI agents. But it's just like my passion anyway. So this is by the way, just today's news, I saw this like AI pin, which they produced a few days ago. This like a AI hardware. To be honest, I do not remember the device of these like Apple executives, and of course, it ended up to become like which can produce some kind of hologram on your hands, and of course, it ended up to become some kind of disaster. Because another hugely mm, how to say, if you want to fail your startup and if you want to lose your money, you have few options. Option number one: start the startup with the hardware. If you're thinking that this hardware will revolutionize the world, it's just like the first way of burning your money and burning your budget, and the second way is just like burn your money. It's the same thing basically. Of course, if you're creating, let's say UAV drones for a military, like some kind of like FPV, first person view, or something like that, then it's totally different angle. But if you are creating yet another tool that will save us from our phones, good luck. Anyway, so that's it, what I'd like to discuss today, and let's jump into your questions. So let me check the Telegram first. Okay. How to spot ideas and business opportunities. So this is what I talked at the beginning of this video. Just take a look. Next, I want to build an app similar to Airbnb. So here's an interesting thing, Jack. Of course, I can help you create something like that, but it should be some kind of power, some kind of like a rock solid thing behind the scene. Because if it's just yet another copy or clone, what is the reason? Okay, next. What tool do you use to make your YouTube animated presentation? It's a custom Figma design. It's After Effects for animations. We spent, as I mentioned before, about 5 months to create all these kind of things. It's a lot of job, to be honest, because one of my passions it's design. And by the way, really interesting thing. Steve Jobs, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned you have to do what you love. And Steve Jobs, when he started the Apple, everything from text phones, from phone angles, Mac angles, and all these things was fully by his design vision and design influence. So like he transformed his passion into his work, and then it starts working, because like he was so obsessed about the design, about everything, icons, buttons, text fonts, size of your phone, angles, how it feels in your hand, and all these things. It was his obsession. So like when you're finding your niche, by the way, you can combine it with your passion. Then it will be a huge boost for you. Because to be honest, I am when I started the software agency, I was like a programmer, let's call it like that. But I do not love coding, because like sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's this it's burning your ass. So you know how it works. But my passion was business operation, organization, and marketing. So I put all my attention into these things. So I outsourced coding to developers. I do understand how these things works, but my passion is about sales, business operations, and marketing. And I've started doing what I really love most. And the same concept you have to apply into your business. Okay, let's go to YouTube chat. Hello, Valentin. How much money do you think it might cost to create a Robinhood like MVP? Um, I do not recommend, to be honest, to do some kind of like a tools or like Robinhood, because the compliance, it will take a lot of time and resources for you to implement all these things. And what do you mean by MVP? MVP, just in terms of functionality, it's like a $500,000 like that. If you're talking about some kind of like a specific unique feature where you, I don't know, can connect with interactive brokers and do one specific operation, I don't know, AI algo trading, let's call it like that, I don't know, from 100 up to 500,000. Once again, it's hugely depends. And this is, it's better to understand the specific problem first and cut until you will have the core. And from the core, you can say, okay, we need to add this module from Robinhood, this module from here, and this from here, and let's go to the market fast. So this is the right approach. How to deal with online casino license? Many providers don't like to work with me for that reason. Yes, this is how it works. You have to have a license to create your own casino. And this business, it's very tricky business, because it looks like it sounds that you will have a lot of money with this business, but at the end of the day, you can go to purchasing leads from like a different traffic sources, and you may end up that they will take your money and do nothing, because this is the part of the industry. That's why I do not recommend to start an online casino if you do not have the experience, advisors, and all these things, because it's very, very tough market from a compliance point of view, and it's very hard market from a lead generation point of view, because you have to invest really a lot into your own marketing. This is how it works. How to do fintech compliance? Is there any tech platform that helps with the same? No, there's no tech platforms. You have to go to your local lawyers, attorneys, whatever, and chat with them how to get a government license for your specific industry, for your specific niche, because like a banks is one thing, payment gateway is a third. I don't know, creating some kind of like a fintech startup with stock market, it's a lot of, it's absolutely different animals. So you have to speak with your own local lawyers. Sorry, dumb question. Do I build a mobile app with Python platform or no code websites like Wix, Squarespace? If I want to MVP, if not from IT background, but have basic level coding, it's not a dumb question. So basically, Python, it's a backend language. It's not created for the mobile apps. No, of course you can, but please don't. Python, it's for a backend. Platforms like Wix, it's for mobile front end, and then you have to use some database like Firebase for these tools. If you're talking about MVP, Wix, Bubble, anything like that can be a great tool for your landing page. Keep in mind, landing page, not mobile apps, landing page. Once again, find the idea first, and then, by the way, it's better to start a web app first to validate, and then mobile app. Mobile apps are reasonable only in few unique cases, such as like the great example, Caption, the tool that can catch your eyes. So like I'm watching here, but it's catch my eyes. With the AI on the video, it would be like I'm looking in the camera. Then it's reasonable to create a mobile app. But 99% of the cases, it's better to have web app. Just keep that in mind. Okay, when you use the ChatGPT API in your SaaS, so do you need to price your SaaS with credits or a monthly subscription? Great question, Aaron. How does it work right now? Many companies out there are charging users a subscription fee for their SaaS, something like a 10, 20, 50, $100, whatever. And they're asking a user to add their own open API key inside their system. So like you have two separate payments. First, they are paying you a subscription fee to use your platform, but they are using their own open API account for using a ChatGPT. It can be a ChatGPT or any other large learning models, so you can play with that. If you want to contact me, just feel free to shoot me a message at hello@dbt.io. Kindly, what's your view on the Black-owned social network fund based by founded ASIC? I do not know about that, to be honest, but I'm not a huge fan of social networks because, as I said earlier, a tool have to solve a problem. So, for example, like if we'll take a look at the Discord, it's a platform where you can have a chat, where you can have a video chat, but it's mostly like a gaming platform for gamers. Mostly. Right now, of course, it's evolved and many companies are using this for their own purposes. But at the beginning, it was platform for gamers. So just like that's why I'm not into platforms like a Clubhouse. Do you remember something like that? Which will ended up to die within a year or so. So any advice for software engineer students? Yes, learn the AI and learn how to create your own products and how to sell them. And especially for students, it's a very interesting conversation, but you have to learn and master what you're doing at one time, and at the same time you have to promote yourself as the developer. You have to go to meetups, you have to go to different online meetings, maybe you even have to start a YouTube channel, because it's a long journey. You have to keep in mind that you will do this for the next 5 or 10 years, and you have to create a strategy for a long run. The same thing with the business, like if it's not a short-term strategy, it's a long-term strategy. Give some insights on opportunities of applications of AI in different industries. For instance, how can I use open source with a tool like DeFi, self-hosted, and then provide value? Great question. So what you have to do, you have to, first of all, find a problem. This is the most fundamental skill. It's a skill, guys. Finding problem, it's a skill. Sales and marketing, it's a skill. Coding, it's a skill, but you can hire a coder. So like finding a problem, you have to master and understand the concept of finding the problem. And then when you see the problem, let's say, if I were you, Flutter XP, I would probably go through the standard business operations like SEO, some kind of legal things, and maybe if we're talking about legal, I will chat with law firms how we can optimize their contract creation using the AI basically, and using their prompts regarding some kind of specific tools, using the I don't know, some kind of documents on the background inside the vector database, some kind of like a law, maybe some kind of court practice in specific cases, which we will also add on the background when we will create our agreements within like 5 clicks or something like that. This tool will not replace people, but it will help creating, for example, standardized contracts easier, faster, and all these kind of things. The same thing for, let's say, lead generation. If people right now using at least like a 12 touches with their audience to start selling them something, then you can say, okay, what 12 points do you have? And then you can use tools like Zapier, for example, as no code. You can use tools like a ChatGPT with prompt engineering AI memory, by the way, relevance AI or something like that, where you can combine these tools and to create a solution for each of their block and create a system. And then you can resell the system to other people. This is how it works, basically. But once again, business first. So because business are, if business is paying, I don't know, let's say $10,000 per month for the SEO, they would be ready to pay a few $1,000s for your services. So because business, it's operational thing. Your goal is to find an operational thing, business first, and then find and understand how the things and tools works. Maybe first time you have to do these things for free. It's also a legit option, because your job as an entrepreneur, as the business owner, when you finding the idea, serve to your customers. Your customer, it's your god. Seriously, guys, god, it's your customer, and your job is to satisfy them. When you will understand this simple concept, then you will create amazing system for the first customer, and then you will go to another customer, another SEO agency, another law firm, and say, hey guys, I have a tool that will help you save X amount of dollars for, I don't know, 1K, 2K, 5K, whatever, name it. So this is the best way for you to start utilizing the power of AI. Okay, let me check the Telegram for more questions. Google search, yeah. So this is what I told how you should find a topic. What else do we have? Estimated cost of messaging app like WhatsApp. 100 grand from the beginning, like that. Do not do a messaging app like WhatsApp, unless, once again, you're targeting a super niche, super unique, specific audience. But you need to find a problem first, value that you will deliver first, and then you can find tools that will help you create your business. But keep in mind that WhatsApp, it's like a app from 19th. It's super bad. Anyway, there are a bunch of other competitors that are doing the same, but better. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please click like. and hopefully you're subscribed. Share this video to your friends and to people who may be interested in finding the idea for their own business, because it's really interesting topic that I will also try to add to my further videos. Anyway, thank you everyone. Do not forget to click like, and see you guys.